everyone, and welcome to In the Know 360, show hosted by me, Annette, the warm hearted warrior diva. This show gives you insights on the journeys of high achieving business owners and music artists and DJs, which we're going to interview today, to build a strong community of like minded individuals on the road to greater success. And today I'm honored to have a guest that is also a veteran. Hoorah, DJ
Well,
Swizzy Swift. Salute, sir. Appreciate you.
likewise.
You know, I had to say hoorah for the devil dogs.
Yeah.
I have to, it's funny. I was like, "What? Your husband is a veteran." And shout out to Princess P. And she was like, "Yeah, he's a Marine." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He got you a devil dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And first of all, please, I'm gonna hand the mic over to you. Could you please introduce yourself?
Well, I am DJ Swizzy Swift. I am a music producer, audio engineer, videographer, and now a DJ. I've
Wow.
pretty much done everything in anything with music. I've done it. I've played in a jazz band. I played in a marching band. I played on a drum line.
Wow.
I've done a lot.
Did you play like in while you were in the Marine Corps? Like
No,
no?
no. I
No?
actually looked into that too, but no, I didn't.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I looked into that, but no, I had to do a whole term and I had to jump through hoops, and yeah, I wasn't about to do that.
Okay. What instruments do you play?
Currently, I play the trumpet still.
Okay. Wow.
Play them a little bit. I got a saxophone. I just play every now and then. Whenever I'm feeling it, I just come up here and just play.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll grab my drumsticks from downstairs and I'll just tap on the desk or tap on the wall or something just to keep it going.
Wow, that is so cool. Yeah, it's funny. I have a neighbor that plays the trumpet. He's in the army, I guess the army band. But yeah, that's really dope. That's so cool to learn. Um, okay. And you're from like the West Coast as well, like
No,
born and
I'm
raised.
actually from New York.
Oh,
I'm from New York. I'm from Amityville. I know you've heard of it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have.
Yep.
In the movie. Yep.
Yep. Yep. That
Oh
place.
my gosh. So New York all the way to the West Coast, huh? Is that did the Marine like tour of duty? Is that where you were?
I was
West Coast.
stationed over here in California, and the weather was just too nice to pass up.
I know that's right.
I wasn't going back to single digit temperature winters and all that. I'd rather deal with the 40s and 50s.
Right? I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I do miss Cali weather. One day I need to come back again for sure. So starting out, I was just wondering, how was your experience right in the Marine Corps and your mindset? How did it play in like your work ethic and also the music industry?
Um, there was a bumps in the roads in the Marines, just like any other young
Yeah.
person. But what it really taught was just to keep sticking with it, keep grinding and stuff. Once you do that, you get to the finish line. It's all worth it in the end. And that was going through boot camp. You have your ups and downs in boot camp, and then once you get to the crucible, you get to the finish line, and
Yeah.
all the way through the whole term and all that. So it's been the same, and it's been the same journey throughout my whole life. Like just grind it out, stay patient, stay with it, and in the end, it'll be worth it.
Yeah. So for sure, that's so true. Um, and obviously, the military's taught us various skill sets, right? How did you apply those skill sets in your creative process and developing your sound?
I kind of think it wasn't really much of the military per se, whereas I think I was just born with it.
Ah,
And
okay.
even when I was a child, like, I would go and I would just tap on the walls, and when I'm at school, I just use my hand, just drum on the desk. It's just like a natural thing. So
Mm,
I'm thinking more. It was more of like a natural. I was born kind of
mhm.
with this, rather than
Oh,
developed. Obviously, the evolution of me has been developed, but with
yeah.
the actual love and the fire for it, nah, I was born with that.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks, Brace Smizzy says consistently working. Yep, true talk for sure.
Yep.
Um, so what challenges did you face? I don't know how long you've been in the service, but transitioning right from the military life into this entertainment world.
I mean, it's a long going process. I mean, you know,
Were you also doing like DJing while in service, like
no,
on the
no,
side? Oh,
DJing. That's more of a recent thing. Like with the last couple
oh,
of years.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, when I was in the Marines, it was mainly just making beats and all that. And then
Okay,
once I got out of the Marines, that's when I started going to YouTube University and learning how to actually mix it and make it look better, like the
okay,
beat and the music. And then when I went Princess P,
yeah.
I started like, what? Why are we gonna spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on making music when I can just do this? So
Mm,
that's pretty much the evolution from music producer and beat maker to audio engineer. And then I
wow.
learned, and then you get accustomed to it. And I went to school. I went to LA
Yeah.
Film School for it, and everything I learned on YouTube was wrong. Go figure. So
Wow.
once I found out what I needed to do, everything started sounding so much better. And then like
Wow.
my preparation, like because they help you like create templates and this and that when we're in school. So I have all these templates, and then like just run with it. Use the templates while we're recording, and then use the templates when I'm mixing and all that. And then mastering, I kind of feel is like easier. It's way easier than mixing, because mixing you gotta fine tune everything. You gotta make sure everything's good.
Mhm.
I tell Princess Penis all the time. It's like because she has all these people. Like, oh, we're gonna send you a thing, but we're gonna send it to you mixed and mastered already. I'm like, why would you send something like you're fixing a sidewalk? Why would
Right.
you pour concrete on top of concrete? Pretty much, mastering is concrete. Mixing is like you're
Yeah.
clearing it up. You're making everything look nice and neat so you can pour the concrete. So why would
Mm.
you pour concrete on top of concrete?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a whole process. But yeah, once you pour the concrete, it's all easy. You don't have to do anything. Just let the concrete sit.
Right.
So I'm thinking like my mind process is I got to make all my adjustments, all the tweaks and all that to make it sound good in the
Mhm.
mix. So the
Mhm.
master will be easy.
Ah. So it's like doing a demo, right? So you're demolitioning the whatever
Yep.
sound, and then
Exactly.
you're
Yep.
having to pretty it up later on.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds like a lot of work there for
Oh yeah.
sure.
Well, sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes it could take me a few days. It really just depends on the time, the schedule, and then what I have to do. That's why I tell her, I'm like, hey, the more you want the song done, you got to give me a good recordings. So she knows.
Uh,
You give the better recordings, and it's easier mix. So she knows.
okay, okay, that's dope though. No, was mentioning when I was interviewing her that I think it's so dope to see a power couple, the two of you, like PB and J together. You got the producer, you got
She's the peanut
everybody.
butter. She's the peanut
Yeah,
butter.
right. Oh my gosh, I love it. She's actually on here. Thank you for joining, ma'am. Princess P and Master Yale, free Master Yale, y'all. Wow, okay. So 20 years, right, as a producer, from my understanding. I might be wrong, but
Roughly, yeah. I started. I want to say my 10th grade year,
uh-huh.
in high
Oh
school
wow.
is when I really like introduced myself to like garage band and trying to make beats and all that. I started in the 4th grade. My first ever instrument was the violin. That's the first instrument I've ever played was the
Wow.
violin. And then I went to the saxophone in after that, and then I played the saxophone and the trumpet, and then I played in the marching band in high school, the drum line and all that. So music wise, probably the 4th grade, but like producing and all that, yeah, that's 10th grade. I was 15.
Wow.
Around there.
And so, like, when did you realize, like, I could do this? I really enjoy doing this. Like, I need to do this producing
I
music.
do it. I do it all the time. Like and she has her moments where she's all like, oh, you know, timelines aren't working out, and we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to rush it. I'm like, slow down, bro, slow down. So if this turns into a job, then it's not meant to be. This is supposed to be a hobby. This is supposed to be for fun. That's
Right.
what it is for me. It's for fun. And I used to
Yeah.
write lyrics and I used to do all that, but it wasn't fun anymore. That's why I went to straight producing and engineering, and that
Uh-huh.
was fun. Don't get me wrong, that kept me occupied for a while. But
Uh-huh.
eventually, I got bored of it because I got so good at it. So I just got bored of it. So I'm like, you know what? I want to be a DJ now. Let's do this.
Put some spin to the mix, right?
And DJ is just like mixing and mastering, but it's like literally on the fly. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah,
of cool.
definitely. Definitely. Yeah, you're literally doing it.
Yeah, on the
That's
fly.
dope.
I still haven't perfected the turntables yet, but
Yeah.
the getting the tracks down and the timing and all that, yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
good at that.
Okay, you can still produce your beats through that through your
Oh yeah,
physical
oh
mix.
yeah, I'm working on that. Oh yeah,
So you're like streamlining the process. Like, here's some beats. Here you go.
yeah.
Drop your verse, right? Oh my gosh, that is too funny. I love it. Oh, Masio says another great interview from Phenomenal NNO 360. Thank you so much, Masio. I appreciate you. And then Princess Peace gave the hearts. Thank you so much, everyone. So, okay, what role does discipline, right? Because we know that being in the Marine Corps, you have to have discipline.
Yeah.
Um, like what are like known for something like the Marines are they're something the Marines are known for. Play in your studio workflow, like your structure.
Oh,
Give us like an overview of
and
your day or
it goes back to like what I was saying with the whole recording with the mix. Like, you gotta be a certain distance away from the microphone so you don't get different sounds in there and this and that. So it's just it's I don't like to say it's discipline, it's more of an art. It's an
ah
art of knowing where to stand, what angle you need the microphone to be at, what levels you need to have, and then I kind of just because she's the only one that really records now, so I leave everything the same way. So that's really the discipline for me is not touching anything and messing anything up because then I have to go back and fine tune everything and yeah. So
ah
and then it's also me like when she was recording, I'm watching her because she's recording, she's into it, she's energized. And I gotta make sure that she has enough space to where she's like jamming out while she's recording. She's not getting too close to the microphone or too far away. So,
right.
so it's an art. It's not really discipline. It's an art. You gotta
Mm,
you gotta
I
have the
like that.
discipline to respect the art.
True. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that. She says here, we are working on a song together. Aw, are you guys doing a duo or are you just that would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She has a couple of songs that we're gonna do that we're working on. We have an R&B song that I was actually working on right now, and we have a song. It's like a trap hip hop song, "Feeding My Ego." I kind of I kind of jumped that one. I said, "Hey, it's one of my older beats, but it's like one of my favorite beats I ever made." So I'm like, you know what? I can't just give this stuff. Like I got to be on this one. So I
Right.
said, "Hey, let's do this. Let's make this happen." So she's like, "Yeah, let's do it. You're
Oh,
you're you're gonna write? No,
yeah.
you're gonna write for me." So
That's hilarious. I love it.
yeah,
Oh
no, no,
my
no.
gosh.
She knows the song. Yeah, I've been writing on mine. She's writing hers. So once we finish writing, yeah, we pen to paper and then just a full day of recording. Knock
Oh,
the whole
wow.
song out at once. I
That's
don't like the
great.
whole you record one time and then you record another day. I don't kind of like that because it changes pitches and you don't know,
Oh,
you can have allergies
yeah.
one day and you can be clear the next. So yeah, I like recording everything all in one shot.
Mm-hmm. Spoken like a true Marine. No, I'm kidding. Hey, I was a soldier, so I definitely understand.
My brother's a soldier right now.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Looks like okay. Tony Talk Showcase said Swizzy Swift.
Going
Okay.
on, Tony?
Thank you for joining us. Oh my gosh. So, talking about right discipline and the art. How do you like balance between the technical excellence and your creative expression when mixing and mastering?
Man. Man. I gotta say it's gotta be in the moment. It's just a moment
Wow.
thing. It's just you can't be too technical because then it becomes like the military. When you're
Right.
drilling, you don't want music. Music's got to be fluid. It's got to have chemistry. It's got to have energy. You can't just be one straight line. Column by column by column. It can't be like that. It's got to have energy. It's got to flow. It's got to be fluid. So it really it takes on the concept of the song, the meaning of the song, and then how the song's flowing. So Tony said the flow. Yeah, what the flow, it has to match. I
Right.
can't have it super super structured, and oh yeah, this is gonna be a dope song. No, if it's gonna be a dope song, it's gonna be a dope song.
Right. See now I'm now I'm thinking about cadence, right?
Yeah, I couldn't get it out, but yeah, that's all I was looking for was cadence. Yeah, it can't be that cadence.
Like I'm about to say, we can ride to Georgia just like that. All the way to Georgia and never quit. See,
Thinking you were stationed in Georgia?
no,
Oh,
it's just a song. When you're doing your ruck march or you're running, right? You're giving me flashback for real. That's this one song. It goes, "Hey, hey, Captain Jack, meet me down by the railroad track." Do you remember that one or no?
oh yeah, I remember that one. That's an old one. I heard that one at boot
With
camp.
the weapon in your hand, I'm gonna be a fighting man. Okay, enough of the cadence. Back to DJ Swizzy. I don't know. I don't think people, unless you're a veteran or been in boot camp, you
We're having the time of our lives talking about cadence. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
right? It's like we're gonna make it work. We're gonna
I
make it
know.
happen. We got a mission right here.
They're gonna hit
Uh,
YouTube and start looking up cadences and stuff now.
oh my gosh, this is too funny. So, what inspired you, right, to start like directing the music videos and how has your visual storytelling enhanced your connection to music?
I've never really told anybody except for Princess P this, but I've always wanted to like make my own movie, short film type thing. I've always wanted to do it. I don't know
Mm,
what it was. It's just always been in the back of my mind, like since I was a kid. It's just always been there.
mm,
So she's all like, "Oh, we should do a music video," and I'm like, "Man, you know, do we have the resources to do this? Do we have the planning, this and that?" And she goes, "Well, why don't we just get our own camera? You ain't gotta tell me twice. You don't have to tell me twice." I'm like, you know what? You got a point.
yeah,
We checked it out. We got our own camera, and then
yeah,
enough. I did six or seven videos so far. So
nice.
yeah, it's coming along. And then now she wants to do like a documentary on her life and her upbringing. So I'm like, all right, well, we're evolving. That's
Yeah.
pretty much been the story of my life, is the evolution, evolving and stuff. So we went from little clips and trailers to music videos, and now we're working on a documentary type thing. So
Mhm.
yeah,
I'll be like, I'm
eventually,
excited.
eventually I'll be like Michael Bay or something, but
There
then
you go.
down the road. That's way down the road.
There you go. I mean, like getting my popcorn. Hey, I had DJ Swizzy Swift and Princess Pia, and now they're up in the box office, yo. That's dope. I love it. Hey, you never know. You know what I
You
mean?
never know. You just never know.
I mean, after I retired from the military, I didn't know I was going to be a podcast person.
I never thought I'd be a DJ, honestly. I was like, oh man, DJ, they do too much work and this and that, but it's all in preparation. Once you, that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. Once you prepare for it, it's easy. If you don't prepare for it, it's going to be hard.
Right.
So, and once I figured out that DJ was preparations and lining everything up, it just became easy. It just really became easy. And that's pretty much been everything, all in music. It's preparations.
You know what's so funny? Like I was just on another talk, right? And Tony Sauce, it was funny. We were going back and forth. And I was like, well, shoot, because I'm doing like music reviews on my side. I might as well be a DJ too. Well, like a live review or something. You never know. I'm like, okay. And then now that we're talking, I'm like, okay, I need to hit up DJ Swizzy Swift. See what's up with his,
there you go.
whole DJ thing.
There you go.
God, that is too funny. So how do you approach, right, translating music into visuals, especially with artists who may have different visions?
Yeah, now that's been like a story right there. Like all our music videos, they're pretty much taken out here. They're taken in little prop places out on the streets somewhere by graffiti or whatever. But the one that we took in New York, that one was really, really special because the song is called Lift Off, and she did it with a guy, Verbal Assassin, really dope artist from Jersey, I believe he's from.
Okay.
And so that music video was literally all shot in one day.
Whoa.
Wow. We were out the whole day, and then we met up with him in Hoboken on the Jersey side of the New York City skyline. Wow. So we went to one summit overlooking the whole city and all that. We were in Times Square. We went to like Penn Station. We went to all these different places, and I got like 5 or 6 hours of footage. And I'm just like, bro, I can't fit all of this in this music video. I can't. There's so much good stuff. It came to a point where I had one of the dopest clips I've ever seen in my life. She's rapping like for the video, and there's a lightning strike right behind her. And the only messed up part was, if she would have kept looking straight, I could have used it, but she got kind of turned because of the thunder. She kind of turned, and I was like, man, that would have been one of the dopest clips ever. Like, you never see that in a music video, and that would have been so tight, but it just wasn't meant to be. But that video right there, like she's talking about, lifting off, evolving, moving on to bigger and better things. And you're in New York City overlooking the skyline, with the skyline in the background. It goes from day to night time frame. So it worked out perfectly. That's like one of my better videos. I kind of like that one because of the evolution from day to night, from California to New York.
Yeah.
And like the performance from both artists was just it was awesome. It was high energy. Like even in the video, high energy. It's awesome.
Wow. Well, let's go ahead and show the audience because I have it right here.
There you go.
They say preparation, right?
There you go.
So let's see. All right, everybody ready? Let's do this. Oh, shoot.
We are go for liftoff in T-minus.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. About to take off, it's flight after flight. It's on to the next different city every night. My hustle is real, my grind is legit. My music is sick and I got my permit. Running so hard, I'm cutting those deals. Look at me now, got my business real. Late night studio session, always working. Got my money on my mind, that's for certain. Pockets so bad, legs be hurting. Cause I brought it to life like a surgeon. Gotta get my paper right. No time for the bad vibes. Got my eyes on the prize. We about to lift up, we about to take flight, we about to get them here, we about to climb to the night, we about to lift up, we about to take flight, we about to get them here, we about to climb to the night.
We about to take flight, we about to take off, pushing the bar, they know I'm a star, underdog, but I took it so far, need to hustle, then give me a call, 1-800 when it's grind time. They tried to poison my piece of pie, so I kidnapped the whole baker. I don't mess around with fakers. Now we buying all these acres. Built it up out the basement. From the hoopty to the spaceship. We grind round the clock, fuck a day shift. Work night after night till we made it. Yeah, I know that they hate it. But all of this bread that we getting, we never gonna let them come take it.
We about to lift up, we about to take flight, we about to get them here, we about to climb to the night, we about to lift up, we about to take flight, we about to get them here, we about to climb to the night. Yeah, we taking this coast to coast, we never stop, we taking off. Yeah, we going far to the top, I'm always working, I'm always on the go like a clock. They keep hating and they talking from the sidelines. I'm independent and I'm getting mine. I'm really hungry for the grind. That's why I'm pushing for my family to eat and strive. I do this 24/7 with no sleep. I make them haters feel that pressure and that heat. I ain't gotta compete, I'm in my own lane. Check my resume, I'm the blueprint. Cause I'm getting all this money, bitch. I get paid, yeah, I get paid. Yeah, I said, yeah, I get paid. Woo! We about to lift up, we about to take flight, we about to get them here, we about to climb to the night, we about to lift up, we about to take flight, we about to get them here, we about to climb to the night.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness, bravo.
Thank you.
I look, oh wow, that your just it's the clarity, right, of your beats, of your production. When you say the mastering, mixing and then the mastering part, I can definitely hear it's like a pin drop, right? You drop something and you just made you just made a cake. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
For real. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tay Kelly. Tay Kelly Joy. Thank you. 360 Best Pod in the Game. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. Wow. Yeah. So okay, this song, right? What came to mind to production prior to production? The lift top.
Actually, that beat, I was just messing around. I literally just it just happened. I was just messing around on my laptop downstairs, and I was just bored, and I was just messing around with the sounds, with the and all that, and just out of nowhere, she just started like writing, and she goes, "Hey, go back to it. Go back to it." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Go back. All right, whatever, whatever." So I go back to the beginning, and then she just started, "We about to lift off." I'm like, oh shit, okay, all right. And so that's pretty much that's how that one was born. It just one Saturday or Friday it was a weekend, and I'm just messing around, looking at different things and stuff. And yeah, once I got the drum, see, we didn't have the din din din. I didn't have that yet. It was just the drums, and then she just started doing. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So, after that, I'm like, all right, I gotta keep this going. I gotta keep the gravy train going.
Yeah.
So it turned into that one.
Wow. That's amazing. I was talking to another music artist around the show, and she had mentioned that she went to a producer that had like instruments in his studio, like legit, different instruments. And she was like, "Oh, do you use all these instruments?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I'm like, and it just brought me back to you. You have a trumpet, you have a drum set. I don't know, well, like
Oh,
you
no, I don't have a drum set yet. Not yet.
like,
No. She won't let me get a drum set yet because I'll cause her too many headaches. She hears how I'm banging on the table and the walls and stuff, so she knows you can't get a drum set. I'm trying to talk her into getting the daughter one.
uh-oh.
Low key,
Yeah.
I'll be on it.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. Yeah, I did. You know what? So, my kids, I bought my daughter like this karaoke thing, and my son with the, like you said, the drum set, or those little, when they were babies, you have all these different gadgets, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should have waited. Like, I can't go to sleep now.
Yeah, that's our only like for the last couple of birthdays because we go to Guitar Center all the time, and she goes straight to the drum sets. And I'm like, should we get this for her for her birthday? Should we get this for her for Christmas? Should we get this for her for her birthday? And we just like, do we really want to? We're weighing pros and cons of this, and yeah.
Right.
Long story short, she doesn't have the drum set yet, so we have less headaches so far.
So far, I'm sure
So far,
that he's
yeah.
gonna be like, "Hey, I need that drum set, Mom and Dad.
I know.
It's coming."
I know.
Oh my goodness.
One of these days.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, the pros and cons, but she need to go ahead and start out early. I mean,
Yeah.
that
She,
way,
she tries to play on the trumpet. She's just not. She doesn't have the chest for it yet.
right?
It takes a lot to play the trumpet and stuff. But she plays on the bongo. She plays all that. She makes beats on the walls just like me. So
Oh my goodness, yeah, that drum set's needed now.
that's what I'm saying. That's why we're like, do we really want this drum set? We will never hear the end of it.
She might help you with your production for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying. There's stuff that my middle son he does, and I'm like, because he's been doing like beats, and I'm like, where's he getting this from? Because I don't do beats, but he creates his beats, his own voiceover stuff, like videos, like video games and different things. But I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. He gonna make the anyway.
She actually helped me on one of the beats that I'm finishing up. She helped me with the melody of it.
For real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what pushed you to start DJing, right? After having success behind the scenes? You said you wanted something different, but can you allude to like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try this DJing thing.
So everything with music was like a thrill ride.
Okay.
So performing, obviously nothing will ever top performing. Live performances, that reigns supreme.
Yeah.
That's a straight adrenaline rush. It's so awesome. It's a great feeling being up on stage performing. It's awesome. Love it. I don't love all the work I have to do to get there, but I love it.
Right.
It wasn't fun, writing, it wasn't fun anymore. So whatever, I'll perform my old songs, call it a day. But then, she's over there, she's performing, and we were actually at a show. Well, she performed in LA. I forget the guy's name. It was right there, like right by downtown, by the fashion districts. And Kid Frost came through.
Oh wow.
Kid Frost came through, and Kid Frost had his own DJ. And usually, like when we go, like when she performs in venues and stuff, they have their own DJs. So some crazy idea popped in my head while I'm working. Why don't you look at being a DJ? So I didn't tell her this. I didn't tell her anything. I'm at lunch and was looking on YouTube about like how DJs do things, how they prepare, how they how they manage their schedules. And I'm like, this is the same thing that I'm doing. It's just faster.
Wow.
So I'm like, let me try it out. So I got this little. It's not up here. Huh? No, it's not. Of course not. It's like a small little beginner DJ. Very small.
Uh-huh.
just to get used to it. And I ended up mixing. It was a pretty good thing. Like this was like a beginner thing, Serato and all that, and a few little tracks that I had from my phone. I put on the computer and I put it on there, and it came out pretty good. All right, whatever. It came out so good apparently that her sisters heard, and they wanted me to DJ their parents' 40th anniversary, something like that. Something like that. And I'm like, sure. Why not? So I ended up getting this big, bulky, DJ board and spend a little money on to upgrade the software and all that. And, get all these nifty little things. I'm downloading music like crazy, going through all like Spotify playlists. But that's when it clicked, like, this is the preparation for a big event like that. So once I did that, my preparation, man. I was downloading music at work. I was downloading music here. I had like close to like 1,000 songs. I only played like maybe a quarter of that.
Right.
I didn't even play the whole thing. But it was the fact that I got into it and it was like a thrill. It was a thrill to like control, and then I have this little patio set. I put bricks down in my backyard, but every party it ends up being like a dance floor. So wow. I put lights up on the ceiling and all that to make it look like an actual dance floor, and just sitting behind the board playing music and then having people dance. That was a thrill. That was a real thrill. I don't know if it'll top like live performing, but it was up there. That was a thrill. So I usually aim for that every time. I did one with Two Souls not too long ago, right up the street here, and it's same thing. It was cool, A lot of people going up to the dance floor and, in between the performances and stuff, and just ride the wave. That was it. Just ride the wave.
Wow. Is it on YouTube? Because I was trying to look for one of your performances on there. I
don't have a DJ performance on there.
Okay.
I have any of my performances on there anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's mainly just her. It's really just her.
Okay.
Maybe YouTube, Instagram, maybe. But it's mainly just her.
Okay.
I'm just a support. That's it. I'm just the beam that holds everything together.
You're the support. You're the ops.
I'm the gorilla glue.
Right.
I am the gorilla glue. That's what it is.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's check out this other performance here. Applying pressure. This is gonna be interesting. I like this one. Here we go. Can you hear it? Okay.
Princess. What is in my jeans? Yeah, no fucking denim. Yo, I'm spitting venom. I'm like lethal injection. Fuck all these girls be doing it for attention. Fuck they mansion. Yeah, they say I got no class and no compassion. I get it down so sick, cause I'm the first of all draft pick. Y'all better run so quick, cause they already know my click. Is that one chick doing it so big? Yeah, they know how we do it like this, and we throw it up, cause I'm a lyrical tactician and there ain't no competition trying to come after me. I'm just lucky cause I swear they could do it like us, cause they know who is the best. I ain't gotta tell them twice cause they know I represent the West.
The useless as the G in lasagna, cause I'm coming out the woodwork in Tijuana. I'm blazing up like my name is marijuana. This is hip hop, this ain't the fucking opera. I'm a microphone checker, automatic stage wrecker. I'm writing lyrics like a fucking college lecturer. So sophisticated, drinking wine and eating cheese. And her brain yesterday's like she got a Harvard law degree. My lyrics in your mind like a tattoo that reads that. That's what you wanna do. What you wanna do? It's Wiz cooking in the booth. I always speak the truth and it's so smooth. These beats can't hide. There isn't much safer. I talk so much shit. It's like I'm a hater, but I'm on and on beat with my pen and my paper. I'm making art like a graffiti painter. When we come to the party, haters and parties, give them suckers just what they ask for. Pulling girls right off the dance floor.
Wow, I love this. To apply pressure. I
Time
love
to
it.
level up and annihilate. Just believe I never hesitate. Yo, I make them break. Leave the rest of them to the grave. Never taking a break. I'm making them feel all kinds of shockwaves. I ain't got time for your lanes. Put some respect on my name. With a pen, I just keep going and I just keep flowing. I'm a go-getter. I apply pressure. I'm valuable like a national treasure. The princess ain't messing around. I'll never back down. Cause I stay crowned. You stay clown when I come through your town. Spitting verse at the verse. I'm a gift or a curse. I'm never last. I'm always first. Remember that? Yeah, remember that.
Ha! Never say never, cause I'm very clever. I'm cutting music that's hard to measure. I'm an entertainer, I aim to pleasure, and I don't fuck around. I apply the pressure. I'm melting by like chocolate, spitting like a faucet, counting on my money, but the bands are crossing. I'll leave you breathless. I'm iller than a tennis shot infected with a death wish. You hang with my squares and Tetris. I'm running through your gang like Jerome Bettis. Bet you can't bet us. I'll chop you up like lettuce and make you suffocate like asbestos. I ain't got no filter. I say what I please when I'm in the lab. I'm cooking at 500 degrees. Yeah, I'm on the grind 24/7. It's Swizzy Swift, the maestro. Any questions? Swizz.
Oh wow. Bravo. Okay, you hold it back. I see you. I'm like, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Oh, DJ Swizzy Swift, no interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Swizzy. Wow. Okay, just talking, going back to like the Swizzy Swift, right? How did you come up with the name?
And actually, that's a funny story. I got that name in the first grade by one of my best friends, Tony,
Oh,
in the
okay.
first grade, because he said that I kind of like the way I dressed, the way I walked. No, I kind of reminded him of Swizz Beats, so he just called me Swizzy, and it's just been. And then in the Marines, they called me Swizzy Swift, so they
Oh.
just added the Swift in the Marines, and yeah, it's just been Swizzy, Swizz all the way. Yeah.
I was gonna ask that because I was like, Swiss Beats, but then I was like Swift with the Marine Corps because you definitely have to be swift, in your
I was
tactics.
Swift my whole life. Everyone called me Swift. Nobody called me by my first name except for my parents.
That is too funny. And then I was thinking like Swiss cheese, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
does he like Swiss cheese? I don't know.
love hate relationship.
That is too funny. Oh my goodness. So, how has DJing, right, changed the way you connect with music and your audience?
Oh, it's almost like I'm watching through a third person almost.
Okay.
Like, it's almost like how do you put this? It's like you step outside of yourself and you just watch yourself and you watch the crowd at the same time and you're hearing it from the crowd's perspective, and it's like it's an unbelievable feeling. Like everybody who's in music should at least try to DJ. I
Mhm.
think because I mean, not everyone will like it, not everyone will have the same thing, but at least try because man, this is a high that like I go for all the time. I'm over here trying to get shows and stuff. She's trying to book me in like the bars and stuff over here. It's like this is a high that like you want to keep riding. You don't want it to end. Yeah, it's a real thrill. I love the thrill ride. The thrill ride is awesome.
Wow. Yeah. It's so funny because DJ, so like I love dancing, right? So there's different I guess there's different progression to this whole
So
musical
does
thing
she. She
for
loves
me,
dancing.
right?
That's what it makes it easier for me to DJ too because she loves to dance. So
Yeah, like my pastime, I was telling one of the artists, I say, I always wanted to be that fly girl, one of the fly girls back in the day. Oh man, but yeah, dancing, music, just everything in combination. Now I'm starting to think, maybe I will look into the whole DJ little something going on with.
Hey, you never know. I mean, DJ, you don't have to necessarily get a board or anything. I mean, when I was growing up, like, whoever was in the front seat had control of the music. They were the DJ.
Right.
You make your own little phone playlist, and there you go. You don't necessarily have to go to a club and bring a board and pay thousands of dollars to like get all this equipment and stuff. Nah, just mess around a little bit. Try and create a nice little playlist. You work out. Create a playlist that'll be good for working out.
That's
DJ
true.
is it's a whole world.
That's
And
so true.
a lot of people like have a tunnel vision, like it has to be this. You have to be Dr. Dre. DJ Quick. You don't have to do that. Just little basics. That's how I started.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This, it just in combination, the progression and like learning, like you said, learning something new, something fresh, right? It just brings your mind to a different thing, right? What's next? What's next? Kind of like a kid, going to the. I know that after
When
this,
we left that event a few weeks ago from Tucson's event, I said we gotta find another one. We gotta find another one, bro. We gotta find another one.
for real.
Yeah.
What's so crazy? Like there's so many like conventions and stuff like that.
There is.
You could go. Oh, okay. We're having this for every little thing, from DJing to even Comic Con because I like doing. I'm a DC and Marvel fan, so like I like to go to.
Oh, Marvel fan too. Love Deadpool. Deadpool and Thor are my favorites.
I love Deadpool. Oh my gosh, Ryan Reynolds, he's a hoot. Oh my goodness, but yeah,
I'm so glad they got him. I'm so glad.
me too.
It's awesome.
Look, you should wear like a costume, do like a Comic-Con DJ thing. Hey, there we go.
Yeah, that would be cool. A Ghost Rider DJ. That'd be tight, actually. Think about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna do that. You know what? I know she's watching. We're doing this now. We're doing this.
Yeah, let's look. I'm for real. I want to make sure Princess P, somebody get a video of that because I want to see it. I'm like, yeah,
we're gonna do this now.
You gotta, make it fun, man. That's what it is. Like after I retire from the military, I'm like, that's it. I have all my uniforms still, right?
I still got mine too.
So I'm thinking, what can I do with my uniforms and make it my own, saying my own I don't know, clothing line or something.
Right?
Because I hate the waist uniform, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
we'll see what happens with that. But so what's your like go-to vibe or genre, right? When you're trying to move the crowd?
It really just depends on the crowd.
Uh-huh.
I've done in Lancaster over here.
Uh-huh.
I've done like a cumbia reggaeton mix, little bit of house, but not bad. But like if I do like for Two Souls, I know her crowd they love funk. So I hit him with funk, and yeah, it's on and cracking. So
That's
I hit
so
with that
dope.
George Clinton.
Oh
Yeah, it's over right there. It's a done deal right there.
Who doesn't like George Clinton?
I know, right?
Come on, yeah.
I know. I know.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And just like being in California, right? How has like the West Coast sound, because you're from New York, like how does it influence your work?
It doesn't really influence it because I grew up listening to the West Coast. Not a lot of people know that. I grew up listening to Tupac, DJ Quick, Mac 10, Ice Cube. I grew up listening to all of them. So E40, Too Short, Mac Dre. Yeah, I grew up listening to all of them. So yeah. Not a lot of people know that, but yeah, I grew up listening, so I was very familiar with the West Coast sounds. I was in love with the synthesizer sound because it was cool. I love the synthesizer sound.
Wow.
I don't know what it was, but like when I heard Nothing But a G Thing,
Yeah,
That
left them
that
in the
that
teeth and
it, that was
favor.
awesome. It was awesome. I would play that song over and over and over again until eventually I got bored of it. Probably like a couple hours later, just over and over
Wow.
again. That
Wow.
one, then play the next episode, just to
Uh-huh.
mix it up, and then play what's the other one? I can't think of it right now. There was another Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg song that had the synthesizer. It was very
Mm.
synthesizer heavy. I forgot what it's called. Um,
Don't
it'll come
tell
to me,
me.
but yeah, I would just do that. I'll listen to it all the time, all the time, all the time. I'll throw in one just to change it up a little bit, and then I'll go right back to another synthesizer heavy, just because I love the sound. I loved it. I
Yeah.
love the sound. It was so awesome.
I love it. So back in the day, right? Did you have like a big like subwoofers or something like in the back of your truck?
No, I did not. No, I did not. I didn't. I had a boombox that I got for Christmas as a kid, and that's pretty much where I listen to all my music. I put the tape in or the CD,
Right,
and
right,
I
right.
would be outside shooting baskets, playing football, just
Yeah.
all this music, Tupac, NWA, but
Wow.
West Coast Connection, West Side Connection, and then Nas. I grew up. I grew up with 50 Cent, man. 50 Cent and G Unit.
Yeah.
That was number one.
Yeah.
Nobody was over 50 Cent and G Unit. Nobody.
Right. I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. 50 Cent up in the club.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh my
2003.
goodness.
That was the year, man. 2003. Woo.
Yeah. That every time I used to go out, when I used to go out, I play that, bump that in the car. Like, yeah.
I still bump
Get,
that in the car.
yeah. Yeah.
it
Get you.
still hits. It still hits.
Get you hype. It's one of those like timeless sounds and music
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
sure. So, what's one project, right, or moment in your career that stands out in defining like a milestone in either DJ or producing?
Probably, I would say live performing in the Whiskey a Go Go. That was like
Oh,
real big because Hollywood could have a tough crowd.
yeah.
Well, anywhere could have a tough crowd, but the way we went up there and we did our thing, me, her, and her brother Crow. The way we went up there and we did our thing, it was that whole night was just awesome. That was like my first experience for like a real high because we did performances, but it was mainly like smaller venues and something. We went to the Whiskey a Go Go. We turned out 200-300 people, had them
Wow.
dancing, had them jumping around and stuff. That was a real that was the one right there, man. That was it. That was the one.
Wow. That's amazing. Like, that's a lot of people just
Yeah,
thinking about it.
yeah.
What?
And it was on a Friday night in Hollywood. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good night. I'll never forget that night. That was where I first experienced that thrill ride, that high. Yeah,
Mm,
I've been trying to top it ever since, but it hasn't happened. Not yet.
wow. Wow. And it sounds like that particular genre, um, I guess it brings out or exudes your performance, if that makes sense. Do you think that maybe that's it, or like the
Oh
secret
yeah,
sauce
I
or
grew up as a
something?
hip hop head, so hip hop was always in my blood.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
always a thing. So
yeah,
yep.
for sure. So how do you stay, I mean, like motivated and continuing to evolve, right, after years of different, like multiple parts of your musical journey in this industry?
I try to match that thrill. I just try to match it at least.
Yeah,
I try. DJ
right.
has been the closest so far, but nothing's beating that high, man. I wanted
Wow.
to go back up there and perform again. It was that good.
Oh man.
Nothing has topped that high. I've been trying.
Mm.
That's what keeps the fire going is to top that thrill.
Have you ever like been in a techno space, right? Like techno. Well, the reason why, or like house, because like when I was in Germany, that's all they are about. like in you go to the German community and they're just playing rave or techno. Have you ever like went into that space?
I did security when I was in the Marines at what is it called? The one that they do here in America. It's like it's the rave. Can't think of it now. It's not Coachella. It's the other one.
Hmm.
I can't think of it right now.
It's
But
okay.
it was the rave. It's a rave,
Yeah.
and it was cool.
Yeah.
A little too,
Too much.
yeah, it was a little too much. That thing, I love sound. I love music, but I kind of don't like raves because there's too much sound. There's too much going on.
Ah.
There's
Yeah.
too much going on. Like I said, I don't like structure, but I
Right.
like simplicity. I
I got you.
like the oh, you got to be able to hear all the sound, and if you're hearing all those sounds at once,
Yeah.
me personally, I don't like it. That's just the me thing. Like I like house music. House music is cool,
Yeah. House
but like
music.
raves in general, I'm not a fan. Only because you're listening to like 5 or 6 different sounds playing at the same exact time, and they're all melodies, or they're all meant to be heard. It's
Mhm.
not like we're a hip hop thing where you have a little shaker, a tambourine behind a drum beat, and then you have a piano. They're
Oh,
all meant to be heard, but there's levels to it. One is louder than the other. This one, they're all loud. They're all in your face. Just it's like a bunch of people screaming at you. Almost, it's like, wait, what? Kind of like that. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
it's like going to up to a bar and like putting it in order, like, hey, I'm trying to get.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
wait, what?
You're a bartender and you have 5 people ordering it all at once. Yeah, yeah. That's the one. Yep.
That is too funny. Oh my goodness. So I know that you said that you're coming up with. There's a project that Princess P was saying you guys are
Yeah,
doing.
2 projects.
Can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming projects?
Um.
Maybe I don't know, or collaborations or whatever you have that's
So
down the pike.
we're working on finishing her album
Okay.
by the end of the year. That's
Nice.
the plan. By the end of the year, beginning of next year. But yeah, she'll have another album out. Um. I know we're working on 2. Well, I'm working on 2. Well, I'm working on 1 in production. She already started recording to 3.
Okay.
The one in production is that R&B song that she wanted to try out. So that's something new.
Nice.
And then me and her, we have that one, and then we have Defeating My Ego. I just had
Mm,
to be on that one because that's my favorite beat I've ever made in the
yeah.
whole time. So
Okay.
I just had to. I had to. I had to be on that one. But yeah, so I don't know. She should probably have a good 12, 13 songs for this album coming up.
Wow. That's a lot.
Uh,
That's good.
it might fluctuate. It just depends on how everything comes out, and
Yeah.
gotta be fluid. You gotta have chemistry. You gotta have energy.
Yeah.
So we'll go through it. We usually go through, like with her albums. We go through it once. We listen to every song. All right. We'll listen to it again, but we'll listen to it in a random order. And
Oh.
you know what? This doesn't fit here. This doesn't fit there.
Uh-huh.
So we'll try to change the order a little bit, and then we'll listen to it. Like, yeah, we don't like this one. Yeah, this one didn't stand out. And then we'll process of elimination. And then
Okay. Good.
she records all sorts of songs. So if we're running short on songs, we have others that we like. Hey, what if this one fits in? Let's try it
Right.
out. Let's try it out. So yeah.
Wow. That's amazing because when I had an interview with her, I had played the a bunch of the different tracks, right? And like Summer Nights stuck out to me. That whole vibe and just the lyrics in Spanish. And then
That one will be on the album for sure.
oh
That one's
yeah,
gonna be on the album for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. That was. I said, man, and we were talking about reggaeton and different
Mhm.
things. I think that's dope.
My daughter actually did the hook where it says "Summer Nights, Summer Nights." Yeah, she recorded that, and I just changed up her
Uh-huh.
voice.
Yeah, yeah, she told me that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's good though,
But
you
when
know?
she performs it, she doesn't want to go up on the stage. She's all shy, like, "Come on, man, you got to go up there now. You're already on the song. You got to go up there." So
Right?
eventually, she won't get stage fright. And she'll do it.
Yeah.
Got to
And
push
then
her through it, throw her to the fire.
no pressure.
No pressure or anything.
Um, also there's some other tracks. I think it was the Pink Carnage one. And I was like, wow, that's when like your beats and then her voice, like just everything flowed. And I'm like, wow, this is a like your husband produces this. I was like, oh, okay. So I have to give my hats off to your production.
Thank,
Your
thank you.
I think the reason why I like your the way you produce the music is so clear. It's like pristine. You know what I mean? Like you you can hear like the pin drop, or I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
Everybody has their
it
own.
goes back to what I was talking about with the raves and all that. How I don't like a lot of blaring stuff. That's pretty
Yeah.
much how like when I do my productions and stuff. Like I'll make it like a reggaeton Latin beat, kind of like Faruco. How he
Yeah.
had like three different beats all in one song.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard Pepas?
I
Pepas by
probably
Faruco?
I probably have. I just don't, I need to learn the
Yeah,
titles and stuff.
yeah. Like he has a song, then he has the bridge, and then he has the hook, and they're all different. So I'm
Oh
working on
wow.
something like that, and that's even coming out of my comfort zone because it's like a real like it's dancey, it's catchy,
Uh-huh.
but it's different melodies, changing up the flow, changing up the energy and all that. So I'm trying something new. We'll
Yeah.
see how it goes, but I
No.
have a love hate relationship with it right now. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I come back up here and listen to it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is tight. All right, cool. Who knows?
That is so true. Yeah, definitely. And your production, you have like different, like it's not nothing that's like the same, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I try to do different every time. Every time I want it to be different.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the Pink Card. That's all I remember is that album because I was like going through it while I was on spring break with my kids. So I was like, wow, this is dope. um, wow. So what advice like would you give to aspiring creatives and not only that but like our veterans because I'm a vet, we're both veterans, right? And so coming out of that whole military structure, what advice would you give them if they're looking into the whole musical thing, right?
Enhance your ambitions. Enhance your ambitions and keep grinding.
Hmm.
Always look to do better, always look to evolve and just keep going. Don't stop, don't look back, just keep going. So I
Hmm.
did.
Wow.
It worked.
That's so true. Wow. And when can people expect like the album you said the end of the year and like what other events maybe
We're
that
working on events, events is more of like a spur of the moment, like when we find out we usually post it up and all that. I'll post it up,
okay.
she posts it up. Um but I know we're trying to shoot for a Christmas album,
Oh nice.
working on it, time is everything and all
Right.
that. And, we have two kids, including an infant, so
Yeah, well yeah, that's
timing might
true.
be very minimal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're shooting for a Christmas, so
Okay.
pretty sure we can get it done.
And what legacy do you hope to leave through your music, visuals, and performances?
Well, honestly, like I said, my daughter, she really grew on music and all that, and I hope my kids, because my parents didn't really do music, and their parents didn't do music. I know both of my grandfathers were military veterans, um, and then my parents, they were just high school kids that went straight to work. They didn't really have much ambitions outside of that.
Mhm.
So it's like, I noticed I had an ambition. I just kept going, and I kept grinding with it. And so I'm hoping that she starts developing these ambitions toward music, and then eventually he does too. And it'd be cool. It'd be cool to be 80 years old and just sitting there listening to their music and stuff. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that is so dope. Like, to have your legacy actually. And it's funny that you mentioned that because, growing up, I was taught, you go to school or military and this is how you live your life. But ever since then, it's like a mind shift, right? This
Hmm.
happened after getting out, and you're like, wait a minute, this is a whole different world.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole different world.
Nobody cares about your rank and all
Nope,
that stuff. It's like,
nope.
oh my gosh,
The
yeah,
only thing anybody cares about is if you're on time to work every day. That's it.
right, basically. Oh my goodness. Is there any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, there's too many. Everyone knows, but I'll just shout out Princess P. I'll shout her out because I know she's on here. So, but everyone knows who they are. Everyone knows. So I'm shouting everyone out all in one shot.
Smart man. Definitely shout
I
out
know I
to
was gonna forget
business.
somebody, so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna take that chance.
Right, exactly. So how was your experience with NNO 360 today?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much. Well, be sure to subscribe to DJ Swizzy Swift and NNO 360. We're live here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm going to do the drop for Apple Podcasts, Spotify, X, and TikTok, I believe. And I think I'm probably on other platforms. But I want to give a shout out to Warriors Talk, Black Dynasty ENT, Tony's Talk Showcase, of course, Driven Paper Next Level, Beats by Your Boy, Crushed Ice Entertainment. I'm part of their radio distribution. I just got that. So, and WKYJ Radio Live, King's PR, King TV, Be Outside, and to whoever that I missed as well, please don't throw any rotten tomatoes. Let's also continue to support the Unity for Social Justice. Let's free Master Yo and all our brothers and sisters that are in need of our support. This has been a broadcast of showing love full circle between Endino 360 and DJ Swizzy Swift on on the ones and twos. I can't wait to see your performance hopefully in the future and meet
My
both of
next
you.
I'll have Princess P do a live on Instagram, so this way you can see and all that. So this way it'll be posted somewhere at least.
Yeah, that'll be so dope. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you and your
Thank you for
time.
having me. Thank you for having me.
And until next time, because I'm gonna bring you back on here so we can talk more about your new ventures and
There we go.
the next movie that's dropping in the box office. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. The
Well, with that,
Netflix movie.
right, exactly. Oh my gosh, featuring DJ Swizzy Swift, the Princess P. Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking time out again, and have a blessed day. Okay.
You too, and happy Mother's Day too.
Oh, thank you, and happy Mother's Day to Princess P. And enjoy. Okay. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Salute.